welcome to Charlie's Update. I'm Sean Carroll, and joining me here is Lauren Devine and Kelsey Wilson. How are we, guys?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, pretty good. Ready for our big show today. We've got a lot of stuff in it, so let's get started. I heard food trucks, that's on the agenda.
Yes, it's Food Truck Wednesday once again. Today we have Greek street food and Bavarian bangers. So, I'm definitely going to go check it out. I can't wait. I love Food Truck Wednesday now.
Oh, every Wednesday's Food Truck Wednesday. Come on.
Yeah.
And we've got to go. It's tradition now.
Yeah, definitely. After the show, all three of us, let's go to the food trucks.
Done.
Anyway, so we'll start with some breaking news.
Yeah, we do have some breaking news, guys. The High Court today has ruled that Labor Senator Katie Gallagher is ineligible to hold her seat in Parliament. She failed to renounce her British citizenship by the nomination deadline before the 2016 election. And just before we went to air, it was revealed that 4 more dual citizens have come under fire, and we will bring you updates later in the program. The federal budget has been released, and how could you have missed it? Our Treasurer, Scott Morrison, has promised a budget that delivers a strong economy, more jobs, essential services, and the government living within its means. But let's break that down. What have they actually promised us? The federal government will invest $5 billion towards a Melbourne airport train line, leaving the other $5 billion to the Victorian government to bring to the table. They will establish a new $95.4 million Murray-Darling Medical Schools network, partnered with 7 universities, including La Trobe, with the aim to get more funding and more doctors to rural areas. The Royal Flying Doctor Service will be provided with an extra $84 million to expand essential health services by providing mental health nurses for remote and rural areas. The school chaplain program will be extended on a permanent basis with a new focus on anti-bullying. Funding for the ABC has also been slashed by $84 million, with the Treasurer saying the reduction is justified because everyone has to live within their means. There has been an increased focus on aged care within this budget, with the government spending on training, more in-home care and streamlined services. Australians will also face a crackdown on cash-in-hand payments in an attempt by the government to reduce money laundering and tax evasion. The government has continued an increase of about 4% on Indigenous health this year, with a total budget of $3.9 billion from 2018 and 2019. These are just a few of the hundreds of changes, but was this a good budget? Only time will tell. On to some other news. The Catholic Archdiocese of Sydney has been running ads in its news publications, The Catholic Weekly, seeking donations to fund Cardinal George Pell's legal costs. Lawyer Dr. Judy Corton, who represents victims of child sexual abuse, describes it as utter hypocrisy. The Catholic Weekly has been running ads with bank account details for the fund since last year, but it ran an article promoting the fund after Pell was ordered to stand trial earlier this month. Details of the fund have also been appearing in newsletters of Catholic parishes around Australia, including St Patrick's Parish in Ballarat. While the fund to support Pell is managed by Ferdinand Zito and Associates, law practice in Melbourne, it is unclear who is responsible for establishing and continuing to pay the advertisement. The Hawaiian Governor, David Ige, has told the White House and Federal Emergency Management Authority that they will need help to rebuild after a volcano erupted on the Big Island. Images and footage have been released showing the hot ash and lava running down streets. So far, 26 homes have been destroyed and hundreds of residents have been displaced. It is unknown how long it will be until they can return home. Eurovision is on, and our very own Jessica Mauboy is one of the favourites. The semi-finals run until tomorrow, and then the final is on Saturday. As there is every year, there is a bit of a debate as to whether Australia should even be allowed to compete. Since the SBS is the broadcaster of the competition, and we are allowed to compete, being that SBS is part of the European Broadcasting Union. But what happens if we win? Eurovision will not be able to come to us, unfortunately. Sorry, everyone. Australia would have to partner with another country within the European borders, and then we would host it from there. You can see our fate on SBS this weekend, and good luck to Jess Mauboy. Now to weather for the week. Rain is expected in Melbourne tonight and through to tomorrow morning. The forecast shows a top of 19, so get those woolly jumpers out. Tomorrow will be a top of 13 and showers, and the same for Friday. It will be 15 on Saturday with more showers and 16 on Sunday with just a little bit of sun. Yeah, doesn't seem like a great week, guys. Again.
But look, it's coming up to winter now.
Yeah, but
It's to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to go back to the Hawaiian volcano. Some of those images,
Yes.
and we do actually have some to show. It's crazy to think, like, if you have a look at it, there's just lava running down the streets. And obviously there's people no longer in the streets. They've all had to evacuate. But can you just imagine seeing photos of, you know, your home just being engulfed by lava?
It's absolutely incredible. Just looking at the pictures there,
Yeah.
it's running down in the streets, it's covering people's homes, cars when engulfed.
Yeah, I watched a video this morning and it was a time lapse of lava running down a hill and it engulfed a car. And it was just, it's crazy to think that, you know, that's what can happen. Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for the people who live there. Because living near a volcano, obviously there's risks.
There's obviously risks, yeah.
But
you never expect it to really
you
happen.
never expect it. And they've lost everything now.
Yeah.
People had to leave their homes.
Yeah, and I mean, rebuilding after a volcano, it's not just like, oh, that's okay, let's go sweep out the leaves. Like,
No.
it's a huge cleanup, and you know, I really hope that Hawaii can rebuild after this. The Big Island,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful place. So, yeah, we wish them luck.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. But this week, I actually went and tried to donate blood again, as I do every 3 months. But unfortunately, I was turned away. We do have reasoning for that, though. But we would love to show you the story and the interview that we had this week with Wendy from the Red Cross.
Last Thursday, presenter Kelsey Wilson went to Polaris to donate blood to the Red Cross. While there, she had a chat with Wendy Todd about the more esoteric elements of blood donation.
So I'm Wendy Todd. I'm the Community Relations Officer at the Australian Red Cross Blood Service, and my role is basically to bring in new donors. Australia needs about 25,000 blood donations each week to keep up with patient need. So it's estimated that 1 in 3 of us will need blood at some stage in our lifetime, yet only 1 in 30 donate. So as you can see, there's quite a big shortage between who donates and how many people actually need blood.
Donating blood is a quick and mostly painless process.
The process is actually quite quick and easy. So within the first 5 minutes of arriving at a donor centre, donors are asked to complete a donor questionnaire. It's multiple choice, quick, you tick a couple of boxes. After that, you'll be interviewed by our staff, which takes about 10 minutes. So we'll go through the questionnaire with you and make sure that it is safe for you to donate on the day.
At the end of the donation, you're encouraged to have a rest in the centre's break room, where you'll be supplied with drinks and snacks to keep your vitals up. One particular blood type also gets a little extra.
There is a blood type which is called O negative. That's a universal blood type. So what that means is if somebody's in a car accident and their blood type is unknown, there is that one blood type that can be used. Every single blood unit is tested. It's tested for things like malaria, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and also any irregularities that might be present in the blood.
Right now, the Red Cross have launched an event to help those in need and give a little sportsmanship to the usual charity.
So this year we have a tertiary blood challenge running for the first time. It runs from the 12th of March to the 3rd of June. Now we're very excited. We've seen a lot of students coming in from the Trobe University. So all students have to do is remember when they come in, tell us that they're from the Trobe University. We'll actually sign them up to Red 25 program, and every time they donate, it goes towards the university's tally. So you guys are doing really well. Your tally is increasing all the time, and every time the student donates blood, we times that by 3, and that's how many lives each student has saved.
Head down to your local Red Cross and donate today, as long as you're well enough. Tristan Smith, Charlie's Update.
And we actually have Vishali here in the studio from the Red Cross Society here at La Trobe. How are you, Vishali?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, so as you would have just seen in that interview, we interviewed Wendy, who you said you know, actually.
Yeah, we actually worked with her for the blood donation process.
Yeah, I mean, she's absolutely lovely. And there is a university challenge that she did speak about. Could you just tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure, so there's a Red 25 challenge going on. It's in Victoria. It's about all the universities. It's kind of a challenge which university will donate the maximum number of blood donors. So last year, Deacon was the one who won that challenge, and this time we're planning to get Latrobe to win that challenge.
Yeah. And how are we going with it? Are we going to
I
win?
think we're going really good with that. We plan for the stall setups every Tuesday in Agora. So it's going really well. We also did blood donation drive. It was for 3 days. We were expecting at least 15 people, and we are getting more and more on that. So it's going really well.
That's really good, yeah. And as we did see, I did actually go to donate last week, as I do every 3 months, and unfortunately I was turned away. Could you explain why it's important that donors are so healthy?
Sure. So there are a few eligibilities to donate the blood. First of them is your age. You should be of a proper age to donate blood. Second of them, which is most common for our university students, like I've seen so many people who want to donate blood but they couldn't because of their weight. You need to be at least 50 kgs to donate blood. Even if you're 49.5, they won't allow you to donate the blood. It's for medical reasons. Due to certain medical reasons, they have certain eligibility criteria, and before going to donate blood, you can actually check them online. Also, whenever we are asking people to donate blood, we ask them to sign up a form. On the back side of the form, there is always eligibility criteria over there. So also, if you have traveled off seas, then also there are some conditions that you cannot donate blood.
Yeah. And I mean, how easy is it to book an appointment and actually donate?
Oh, it's actually very easy to book an appointment. You just need to go online on their website, Red Cross Society, Red Cross, and then there's just a form, a simple form, which needs all your personal details. And on the back side of the form, there are just certain requirements. If you see that you're not fulfilling any of the requirement, then you know that you cannot donate the blood. So it's quite very easy. Also, if someone in the university wants to donate blood, they can also contact us. We'll fill up their form and we'll send them directly to Red Cross Donor Center. And the donor center is nearby to the university, so that's the best thing.
Yeah, and as Wendy did say to us when we spoke to her, it's so easy for Latrobe students to donate because they can just jump on the glider and travel right across.
That's what we have been telling everyone around, because most of the people, they don't even know where Polaris is or is it nearby. So we have been telling people this thing only, that it's nearby to us. So even if you're coming to university and you have just 1 hour spare, you can go and donate the blood.
Yeah, and it is very quick. And I think the biggest question I always receive as a donor is, does it hurt? So, I mean, does it hurt?
I think a little bit when they put the needle, and it's very obvious. If you put a needle, then it will hurt. But otherwise, I don't think it hurts that much.
No, I agree. I think it's such an easy and simple process, and I mean, then there's a big buffet
and
afterwards.
then when you're doing it for such a great cause, I think a little bit of pain doesn't matter that much.
That's
because
right.
the feeling that you get after donating blood, it's amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree. And what else does Latrobe Red Cross Society do here?
Okay, so this year we planned for this Red 25 challenge. Apart from this, we had some first aid training. The semester goes on so quickly that we couldn't get time for much things. But yeah, for the next semester, we're planning on more of loneliness drive. We're planning on having some group activities to overcome the loneliness among the students. And we're having some more fun activities upcoming.
Yeah, nice. And how can people get involved?
It's easy. Just drop in. Yeah.
So where are you guys located at the uni?
We are not having any designated space in the university, but we have our own Facebook page. And whenever we are putting up a stall, we are asking people to come help us, be a volunteer. Also, when there is a volunteer week, we have someone coming from the Red Cross Society coming and telling us what opportunities are there for the volunteers. This year, I forgot to mention that this year we also had a pop-up shop. So we did it with Red Cross people only, and they came here, they put up their stalls, and they were having amazing things to sell. There were some new things, some old things. And they actually managed to get a good amount from the university, about, I don't remember the exact amount, but they could manage a good amount. So it was really good seeing people in the university having interest in these kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you guys are doing some incredible work. So keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully we can get some more members into the Red Cross Society and some more donors.
Sure, definitely we will.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
No worries. That's excellent. Yeah, I mean, I've got to agree with Vishali there. So, I mean, when you donate, it does hurt. It's just that tiny pinch when the needle goes in. And then after that, you just have this incredible feeling that, wow, I've really done something good.
Well, speaking of, my mum, she gives blood as well. And it's funny that you say, because we've got our Mother's Day special right now. Yeah. And I think we're getting a call in from Bernadette, who's from the Cancer Council, the biggest morning tea.
Yes.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for speaking for us.
How are you going today, Bernadette?
Very well, thank you, and thank you for inviting me on to speak about Australia's biggest morning tea. Much appreciated.
Firstly, can you tell us what the biggest morning tea is?
Australia's biggest morning tea is a great opportunity to get your family and friends together and talk about being able to raise money to help Cancer Council deliver life-saving programs such as prevention, support and research for people living with cancer.
And how can just having something as simple as a cup of tea, help everyone who has cancer and who is suffering?
That's a really good question. Well, every dollar helps. And so even if, your students at La Trobe there have a morning tea and even bring a $2 donation, that goes towards being able to help services such like we have a support line on 13 11 20 for anyone who's going through cancer now. They can call in and speak to a nurse, an oncology nurse, and get some support and help that they need as they go through their treatment. So all that service is donated, fully funded by generous Victorians, and so all the money helps to go towards those sorts of programs.
How was the biggest morning tea established?
That's a really good idea. Good question, rather. We're not 100% sure, but we do know this year is our 25th birthday celebration, so it's actually been going for 25 years around the country. And our official day is Thursday the 24th of May, although people can run their event throughout May and June. But no, we had that question the other day, and no one's actually sure exactly how it started, but it's certainly a big national campaign every year.
So why should more people get behind the Australia's biggest morning tea?
Well, we're trying to raise $3.3 million this year with the help of Victorians, and that means we need 8,000 hosts to do that. So the more people that host a morning tea and raise money, the more likelihood that we're going to raise our $3.3 million. So again, if any of your students there listening would like to be able to have a morning tea and help raise money for Cancer Council, would be absolutely terrific.
Yeah, well, we know cancer can be absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
And in light of all this, thank you for discussing the biggest morning tea with us today. So we all hope to get around it.
Yeah, I know that I'll definitely be having a biggest morning tea this year, and I'll get my mum involved too.
Just for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you again for talking to us, Bernadette.
Because what you can do if you have or haven't registered at the moment, you can just go to biggestmorningtea.com.au. We'll send you out a host kit, so everything in there you need to be able to host your morning tea. But you also get sent an emailed e-cookbook, so it's got lots of recipes that you can use if you want to be able to go and make a few things for your morning tea. And I know we do one here, and it becomes a little competition, and everyone sort of does a gold coin donation. And then everyone gets to have a cup of tea and something to eat, and basically have an opportunity to discuss, cancer and how you can help each other going through difficult times.
That's excellent. I do love a little bit of competition, and especially for such a good cause.
Yes, it does help, doesn't it? And it's all about being fun and getting your family and your friends, like I said, and your fellow students together to an opportunity to get together and have a chat. So I think if nothing else, it's a really good chance to be able to do that.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, and we'll definitely be following up with some Cancer Council biggest morning tea things.
So everyone listening to us, please go to the website, enroll, get around it, because
get that cookbook,
get in some competition. It's such a good cause.
Yeah, and I can't wait to have mine.
Thanks, Bernadette. Anyway, so staying on our Mother's Day little theme here, I went to a comedy show last week, and two mothers, Mandy and Alan, they are fabulous comedians.
They really are. I
They're
did see
so
some of
funny.
This.
And mind you, this next story has crude humour and a bit of foul language, so just a little warning to you there, everyone out there. But let's have a look at how funny they actually are.
Yeah.
Alan Briggs and Mandy Nolan, two Mullumbimby country town girls with a flair for comedy. With 7 kids and 4 husbands between them, the pair have taken their individual comedy skills and woven them together to create an insightful and hilarious show, Women Like Us.
This is our 84th show of Women Like Us that you're here. Thank 3 years to do that many, because we're middle-aged women, we're lazy, and we have to go home and flush toilets and feed animals so they don't die. Because apparently we're the only ones who can do that.
Alan Briggs took to the stage for her hour performance, delving in on her everyday life as a mother to twin teenage boys.
Oh dear, so it's exciting time too, isn't it? Because Mother's Day is coming up. Who's excited about Mother's Day? Hardly anyone. Because it's the shittest day of the year when you're a mother, isn't it? Isn't it when we have to become, every mother on Mother's Day has to become like Academy Award-winning Nicole Kidman, don't we? When we're opening those shitful fucking gifts that they give us, that they think we're going to want. Oh, another candle. Have you not noticed we've got electricity yet, you little dickhead?
Being a national finalist on Raw Comedy and winning Be a Comedian on Foxtel's Comedy Channel, Alan had her audience in hysterics.
Here I am holding my arse open to a perfect stranger. She gets to work with a bit of bloody hot wax and a paddle pop stick. Remember, I didn't even know what was back there. Could have been a tail for all I know. Oh, she was down there for ages, got the whippersnipper out. And Then I hear this. She goes, "Wow, Ellen, that's a beautiful ring." Paddle pop stick right up. I was like, how could you say that to me? What is wrong with you? And she goes, "Oh, no, I mean the one on your finger."
Mandy has appeared on ABC's Q&A, SBS's Mum's the Word, and About Women, and is in high demand to perform on stages all over the country to give them a taste of her out-there sense of humour.
So when I got a call from the cops, they had one of my daughters, drunk in the park vomiting. I said, "Keep her there, I'm getting a photo for Facebook." Yeah, she blocked me.
Mandy's performance is always unapologetic and expresses exactly what women are thinking but not saying.
So I just pick up a size 8, and I think, and the praying mantis kind of looks a little bit. And I go, "I'm just going to try this on, love." And her head nearly came off. She's like, so I go in the change room, and I'm in there, I'm going, "Fuck, I've got to do this, I've got to do follow through. If I don't follow through, she wins, right? So I need to get this." So it's okay, I've still got the lube in my bag, so I lube up. And you know the sound fabric makes when it's cracking? That... Sorry. Oh. Sorry, mate. I'm not the only one with a mustache tonight. So I got it on. I was quite proud of myself, took a while, and it's one of those little trendy sort of shops with no actual mirror in the change room, because they have the mirror in the store. So I thought, now I've got to go out to the shop. So I kind of came out. And it was amazing. I cleared the shop, people left. And the praying mantis comes up, she goes, "Can I help you?" And I go, "Yeah." "Have you got this in a 6?
The comedy duo published their novel Women Like Us and combined their comedy tour with their book launch. The book explores motherhood, relationships, and tough life experiences.
It's a very special night for us tonight because it's our book launch. We've written a book together, Mandy and I, and today the book came out. And so we wanted to do a giant show in a fabulous city, and so that's why we chose Melbourne for our book launch tonight.
Women Like Us will be touring all around the country, so be sure to catch their show next time they're near you. Lauren Devine reporting for Charlie's Update. What a funny comedy show. Oh my gosh, they had me in tears. I went for a good 2 hours and holy moly, I was laughing the whole time.
That's a lot of laughing. 2 hours.
2 hours. All right, so we're just going to move on to some entertainment.
Yeah. Let's... Yeah.
All right.
Entertainment news.
Well, yesterday was the biggest fashion night out.
Was it?
Met Gala. Come on, Sean. The Met Gala.
I know.
And it's a fundraising event and benefits the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. And the event, it brings in so many A-listers, and they all dress up to fit the theme. And this year's theme was, Heavenly Bodies, Fashion, and the Catholic Image.
It definitely was a dress up. It wasn't fashion, I don't think. I reckon everyone just had a laugh and see how far they can go.
Well, they had big names like Versace designing all the outfits. And look, some of them were a bit out there. Some of them were a little bit out there. And look, there was a few good ones. They had Rihanna dressed up as the Pope.
Saw that.
It was, it looked kind of interesting. There's so many memes going around about it, like her in the Pope mobile now.
Yeah, even if the actual event wasn't good, the memes have definitely made it.
Oh, well, it's for a
made
good
it
event. It's a
worth
fundraiser.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway, so we had Rihanna as the Pope. We had Katy Perry stroll in with some massive wings. She looked like an angel, but it was very over the top, and everyone's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, way too many Red Bull.
A very own Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, he came in like a priestly kind of outfit. Look, he could pull it off. He can pull anything off.
I guess he could. He's a Black Panther.
He is a Black Panther. And Zendaya kind of wore like a Joan of Arc kind of inspired armored outfit.
Yeah.
Look, I wouldn't wear any of these outside anywhere, but seeing as it's for a gala and for a benefit.
Yeah, I guess you get your crap kit for festivals, so it's just that on steroids for celebrities.
Yeah, well, they all look ridiculous. Some of them didn't even go to the theme. It was just like, I'll show up in a black dress with feathers. And,
Oh, well. How often can you do that?
Oh, but it brought so much controversy up as well because a lot of people were very offended by the whole Catholic theme. They were saying, like, if it was, a Judaism or Hindu religion-themed event, so much outrage would come towards it. And people are like, well, why are we, doing Catholic as well? It's a religion kind of thing. It's like a lot of people aren't a fan of the theme.
Then again, all publicity is good publicity, so maybe that was the intention. I don't know.
It turned a few heads. It definitely turned a few heads.
We're talking about it.
Of course we're talking about it. It was yesterday.
It is entertainment news.
It is entertainment news. It was yesterday. We've got to keep up to date. We'll move on now because we're a bit sick of the gala. It's everywhere. We don't need to keep reading about it. Oh, actually, no, let's keep back to that. Chance the Rapper, he proposed on stage just to outdo everybody. So when he was walking into the Met Gala, he proposed to his long-term girlfriend. She said yes, obviously, but just to turn some heads and get everyone away from looking from Katy Perry and Zendaya.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it. So it's one-upping everybody.
Well, good on him.
Yeah.
Probability the rap artist.
Anyway, we'll move on. Childish Gambino, everyone's favourite Donald Glover, will release some tracks on Sunday.
And it's good.
It's good.
This is where the video
really
is really
He debuted it on Saturday Night Live, and he showed his trailer for it. What do you call it? Music video.
Yeah, which I don't know.
Amazing.
Do you need a trailer for a music video? But it was funny.
It was funny. He's a very, very funny guy, and he's a great rap artist as well. I'll give him that. But the music video, it wasn't what I was expecting it to be.
It's as soon as you start watching it, it just comes out of nowhere.
Oh, it's quite a clever concept. It starts with like tribal African kind of music, and then moves on to hard rap.
It works though.
It does work. And speaking of music, Groove in the Moo and Claptone was this week.
Busy weekend for our Instagram feeds. I'll say that, but
well, everyone flocked to Bendigo and to what was the other one?
In Coburg Velodrome. In the Coburg's been renting out the velodrome.
Oh, is that like a giant circus tent? Yeah.
Yeah, they put a circus tent over the cycling track, and it looked really cool. You didn't even know it was a cycling track. It was just because it's all concrete and it just looks like a big stage, which is I guess what they wanted, but it was really cool.
It worked for them. And everyone came in masks as well. I think that was kind of the theme, and their DJ was the mask man. He had a few international acts. He had Lovebirds, who are from Germany, and he also had like a local favourite, Boggs, help DJ.
Yeah, it was cool.
They had acrobats and performers all around. So it was a big event. In Groove in the Moo, they had Royal Blood, Paul Kelly, Ocean Alley. They all performed to the stage. Gave fans exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, I'm a bit spewing. I missed out. I would have loved to see Paul Kelly.
Good old Paul Kelly. I'm glad he's coming back.
Well, he's never left, did he?
Well, he kind of went under the radar, but he's back.
Anyway, Firewood and Candles is one of his new good songs. I love that.
Yeah?
Yeah, and he performed it. And Yeah, is that all for entertainment
I
news?
think that's about all. We'll keep you up to date if anything else pops up.
We will. But on the weekend, some of us got to visit the Prahran Market for the Wicked Dessert Festival, which happens once a year, I think, for the last 3 years, and hopefully continuing on. And yeah, we got to visit and eat a bit of food and talk to some people.
You do love your food.
I do love my food. We all love our food. We can't say that. But let's see how it went.
Today we're at the Prahran Market, who are hosting the Wicked Dessert Festival. Showcasing all things delicious, there will be live entertainment, demonstrations, kids' activities and more. Throughout the day, professional pastry chefs will be having a bake-off for the best entremet. For our non-culinarily inclined viewers, that's a mousse-based layer cake. Alongside their usual shops, the market hosted a number of pop-up stalls. Our first visit was to Fabio and Michele from 48 Hour Pizza and Gnocchi Bar.
And today, myself and my business partner Michele, we are from 48 Hour Pizza and Gnocchi Bar. We are doing a Nutella pizza and a beautiful Nutella miso we call it. It's like a tiramisu, but we put a Nutella inside as well.
So is there anything else on the menu?
Not for today. Like today, we just dessert because we have to stick with the dessert today. So that's why we designed this beautiful pizza with on top of the Nutella, a little bit of hazelnut to finish, and chantilly.
What's your favourite part about the dessert?
Nutella? I will say Nutella. Yeah, Nutella. Yes, 100%.
Our next stall was for St. Jerry's, who boast a modern spin on traditional dessert.
Well, the concept has come from Greece. They're Greek donuts. They're called loukoumades. And the traditional one would be the honey cinnamon walnut. And then we've just put a twist on about 6-7 other flavours. We have Nutella and biscuit, salted caramel and popcorn, a jam, so we made like a jam donut, a Snickers flavour, Nutella and fairy floss, a Lamington and a Milky Way.
Which one's your favourite?
Mine would have to be the Lamington and the Snickers. They're probably the most popular as well. And I'll have to give the salted caramel a bit of a wrap because I make it.
There was also a stall that specialised in Thai desserts.
Hi, how are you? Well, this shop is his name is Kanom. The name it means dessert in Thai. So we are selling today sweet food. It's chocolate spring rolls and sweet roti as well. So the thing with the chocolate spring rolls, there are with Nutella inside, and well, we hope the sweet taste in this festival or place, yeah.
Moving inside to one of the more permanent shops, Nahida's Choice was showing off the vast amount of sweets they had on offer, even dipping Turkish Delight into a running chocolate fountain. We got to speak to one of the owners. Here we're joined by Nahida from Nahida's Choice. So tell us a little bit about Nahida's Choice.
Well, we specialise in Turkish delights, generally Mediterranean sweets, and we have a huge selection of specially handmade Turkish delights that we tweak it a little bit and it goes to the next level. So this is the Istanbul of Australia. We make the Turkish delight the traditional way. It takes 3 hours to make 30 kilos, so no gelatin is used. It's made the traditional way in a copper pot on the fire, so no electrical machines. The taste is a natural taste, so we use the real rose water. We try and use the natural juices in the Turkish delight. And then we speak to customers, they give us ideas about what sort of flavours they like. So we add flavours to them so we can coat them in different things. We coat them in barberries, in pistachio, in rose petals, in sesames. We've coated them in chilies, in peppers, in any type of flavour that you can imagine, we can do it. But obviously they have to marry each other.
And what's your favourite?
Well, my favourite is the rose petal with the rose petal on it. Yeah, because you don't actually chew it and swallow it straight away. You keep the rose petals in your mouth and you actually chew them, and it gives a very floral fragrance.
And finally, we were able to sit in on a demonstration by Chef Dario from That's Amore Cheese, who was more than happy to give away a few secrets to his perfect cannoli. Just saw your demonstration making cannoli. Cannoli. So talk us through it. What is it?
So the cannoli is actually a Sicilian dessert. It's normally a beautiful crunchy pastry filled traditionally with ricotta, but you can actually get some with custard and with a lot of things that you can put inside. We actually sometimes we do a savory as well. So it's a really good way to just share a beautiful dessert. Yeah.
Yeah, I had some and it was delicious.
Fantastic.
And we're here today for the Wicked Dessert Festival. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Look, this is the best place to be if you have a sweet tooth. There is so many people doing some really good dessert. For our hand, of course, we're going to be doing cannoli, and we're actually going to have 3 kinds. We're going to have the traditional one, the Sicilian, with the normal custard, with the normal ricotta, with cinnamon and sugar. We're going to have a tiramisu one with coffee and some pavesini. There is an Italian biscuit that you normally put on your tiramisu. And then we got the Nutella one. There is, of course, a crowd pleaser. We have to go with that.
As the third straight Wicked Dessert Festival came to a close, we were all a few kilos heavier, but eager to see what's in store for next year's festival. This has been Sean Carroll for Charlie's Update. Yeah, coming back from the Paran Market, I'm joined by Ahmed here, and we were both there, and we got to try some of the delicious food.
It's lovely. Just bring a camera and they give you free dessert.
Yeah, exactly. That happened. We didn't even. Sometimes we got food before we even started filming.
Exactly.
God, we haven't done anything for you yet, but we'll take it.
A lot of good people there.
Yeah. What was your favourite dessert?
Or the Turkish delight dipped in chocolate fountain.
That was mine as well. It was like
great.
a fresh Turkish delight, like straight out of the Turkish delight machine and dipped in chocolate.
Oh, anything dipped in chocolate. I'll eat bloody broccoli dipped in chocolate.
Broccoli.
That's a big call.
That's a big call. Yeah, I don't think I would
Broccoli's
eat broccoli
nice.
dipped in chocolate. Yeah.
Good for you. Now let's head to the segment everyone's been waiting for, the 4-man weave. And I think someone made a little bit of an intro, so let's see what the intro's like.
Hey, I can't.
Yeah. It's the Big Delicious
Wishbone.
Yo, check my mixtape, it's a mistake. Nah, never need to take another take, never hesitate. You know what's on your plate, dinner plate, you know I need a face. Consequences, I'm about to spit it like quinces. I'm eating and I'm mincing. I could do it and I ain't need distance. Nah, I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, welcome back.
Look at that intro.
Nice. Welcome to the 4-man weave,
It's
guys.
crispy.
It is crispy. I tried to make
Never
it as
heard that
crispy as
before,
possible.
crispy. Look at that. I don't know who made that, but that was well done. Well done.
The editing fairies, I think.
The downward dogs. I like that.
Oh, God.
like
please forget about that yoga thing from last week.
Nah, how can we forget? There's no timer.
Yeah, and you shared it on Facebook, don't forget that.
And my mum shared his post, so don't forget that. Either.
We made it.
We made it.
Yeah, we're in the big leagues now.
Miss Carol, shout out.
All right, and we got Bilal. We've got
a very, very special guest joining us to talk some A-League. It's Mr. Joel Fruci from the Daily Football Show. How are you, Joel?
Good, Bilal. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. And let me properly introduce you, the senior editor of the Daily Football Show website. And you were a keen observer up in Newcastle for that A-League Grand Final, and it was a very controversial Grand Final with the goal being adjudged to have been offside after the fact, with the FFA saying that the VAR wasn't working. Is it a complete shambles, or is it just a bit of a throwback to the times before the VAR?
I just think it's a bit embarrassing, to be honest. I mean, look, I think people can live with human error, but when it comes from a technical error at such an important time in a game, and no less our biggest game of the season, I just think it's really embarrassing. So, look, I think why the fallout has been so strong has been because the error came from a machine, not a human. So, look, I think all up. I think all the howls for VAR to be removed, have certainly grown louder, and I think it just shows how fallible it is. It's a human operating machine. It's not foolproof, and look, really, it's just humans correcting other humans, and it's shown to be fallible.
Yeah, exactly right. But at the end of the day, the result was 1-0 to victory. And do you feel like overall, they say decisions balance themselves out. Do you feel like overall in the whole passage of play, the victory were the deserved winners?
Yeah, look, I think so. I mean, they went up there with a plan, as they did against Sydney FC the previous week. And look, Kevin Muscat, in his to his credit, he went up with a game plan against both Sydney FC and Newcastle Jets. And I don't really feel as though the Jets really reacted too well to it. They certainly weren't at their best. And look, for what it's worth, Melbourne Victory probably weren't at their best either. And they didn't play really their best football, but they did enough to win the game, and certainly on the balance of play, I think they deserved it. Probably in the second half in particular, they were the better side, and look, they defended for their lives, and Lawrence Thomas especially, he was heroic in goals, and of course that was recognised at the end with the Joe Marston medal. Dare I say, if he wasn't in that kind of form, Newcastle Jets probably would have stolen the result. But look, he was right on the top of his game, and also a lot of plaudits need to go to James Donachie and Tom Deng at centre back as well. Really had a hold on Roy O'Donovan.
Yeah, and I was taking a look at the highlights earlier today, and taking a look at some of the heroics of Lawrence Thomas in goals, and by the end of the game, he was looking like he just walked out of a battlefield. The most I wouldn't say amusing part was, but like the most ironic part was that he was already taped up before that final minute clash with O'Donovan, and he had to get tape over the tape, looking like he just came out of a gladiator battle.
Yeah, and look, if you take a look through the Getty Images galleries that are all over the internet, there's some pretty memorable photos of Lawrence Thomas. That's I don't think he'll be living down anytime soon. It was about the most strapped up I've seen any player, and look, to be honest, Bill, it was almost fitting of the way he played. I mean, he was so involved in the game. It almost just had to be that he was going to be battered and bruised. Right at the end, and of course we saw the high foot from Roy O'Donovan right at the death, which was quite unsightly on Lawrence Thomas. And look, thank God he's okay from that, because if those studs were, I guess, a bit to one side, then that could have been potentially disastrous for Lawrence. He could have, dare I say, not only would it have ended his career, but it could possibly have had greater ramifications as well if a stud had have taken out that eye. But look, it was fitting that he had to end up that way. And just on him as well, I think we'll see some news around him later in the week. We might see him re-sign a new deal with Victory because he is out of contract.
Yeah, and one player that may not be re-signing a new deal, Besar Berisha, with his post-match comments, slightly hinting that he might just be done with his A-League career, saying that there isn't really much for him to achieve, in the A-League, and a few people putting in some sly comments saying, maybe he could go for the cleanest player award next season, which you don't really see Besar winning anytime soon. So, do you think he will re-sign his contract, or do you see him going off to a different league after such an extended stay in the A-League?
Look, I can see him staying. I think the reason for that is because prior to these comments, I couldn't really see him leaving. We hadn't heard much about it. But look, now that Victory have come from fourth to win the title, yes, it does change a lot of things in a way. He's been so successful in this league. I think his age kind of works against him in a way. But that said, look, Besar Berisha, even though he was probably below his best this A-League season, it speaks volumes about the player that we expect so much of him, to just keep banging in the goals, and he didn't quite do that. So, look, I mean, the strike rate he's got really would get him a gig, I feel, anywhere in the world, not least in the A-League. Look, I think potentially there'll be interest in Besar Berisha from Asia, potentially the Middle East, like a Saudi Arabia or a UAE or Qatar, somewhere like that, even Southeast Asia maybe. But look, I mean, given that there was not a great deal of noise before the grand final, I think what we'd heard was that Besar Berisha was going to go under the salary cap from a marquee deal at Melbourne Victory. I can see him sticking around. At this point in time, I don't really see him leaving.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And the Millwall striking position is up for grabs with Tim Cahill basically announcing that he was departing now after playing all of 67 minutes over 10 matches, all off the bench. So it'll be interesting to see if Cahill makes a. Could you imagine Cahill at the Victory and Berisha at Millwall?
Yeah, look, no. To be honest, I really can't. It'd be incredible if Tim Cahill does come back to the A-League though and does sign for Melbourne Victory. But look, dare I say, he won't end up at Victory. And I think Kevin Muscat's got this ideal that he's not going to sign former Melbourne City players. So
he only signs former Melbourne Victory players.
Yeah, exactly right. But look, what I have heard with Tim Cahill is there's a bit of a rumour floating about that he might be returning to where it all started for him, but way back in 1995 at Sydney Olympic in the NPL New South Wales for a couple of games. What I've heard is a short guest in, so that'll be interesting, and I guess there'll be some romance there. But it's interesting that it just hasn't quite worked out for Tim Cahill, and I guess the next question is, will he make the World Cup squad? It seems really up in the air at the moment.
Yeah, I think it might be the World Cup and then curtains on a great career for Tim Cahill. All right, Joel Fruci, thank you for your time.
Pleasure, mate. Speak to you soon.
All right, no worries. All right, Sean, talk us through some NBA.
Yeah, a little bit of NBA news. At the moment, just in the last hour, Utah has been eliminated. But we'll get to that in a second. Another team that was eliminated was the Toronto Raptors, or more, they've been aptly named the LeBronto Raptors after LeBron just absolutely owned them. Well, it's your not GOAT LeBron that we're talking about, so I had to get that in there.
Yeah,
and we've got the footage of the shot. Let's give that a look.
It's going to be James. Here it is. See, it's under 3 seconds.
He's dominated in all series. LeBron averaged 34 points, 8.3 rebounds, 11 assists, nearly 2 steals, and 1 block for the whole series. While only a 4-game series, just complete walkover, and just, I don't know, what's wrong with Toronto? Why do they get the yips whenever they see him?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was like compared to their last series against the Washington Wizards. They just froze. It's funny, last week we were talking about how it's going to go to 7, and they might be able to take it from LeBron, but yeah, he just swept him in 4.
I think that was just you.
That was
just you.
I
got some. I
believed in
that
him
makes
as well.
sense.
I would have expected it as well, thinking like LeBron's new cast isn't as good as it was last year, especially without his main man Kyrie not being there. But I guess,
LeBron does what LeBron does.
Well, no, his supporting cast still wasn't there. Rodney Hood, my favourite little guy to talk crap about, he for the whole entire series, he was 1-9 for the whole series. He took 9 shots, and then he didn't play the last game. He was going to get subbed in garbage time, but he said to his coach, "Nah, I'm not going in. I'm not going to be belittled to garbage time." And then Cleveland came out this morning and said they're not going to punish him in any way, like sort of just trying to push it under the radar, like, let's just keep on riding LeBron's coattails. Jordan Clarkson averaged 5 points on 29% shooting for the series. Larry Nance played 8 minutes total. And while Kevin Love was all right,
he did all right. It's a testament, though, to how good LeBron is. Like, with the team barely getting over 10 points a game, he literally beat the Toronto Raptors by himself. And that's why it's LeBronto.
It's always a testament to LeBron, isn't it?
It always is.
On to our next series that is still, it may as well be wrapped up, but Philly-Boston, it's going into Game 5 tomorrow, Game 6 tomorrow. But if Philly had their backs against the wall, and let's just watch the final shot by Bellinelli to tie the game.
Release the confetti a bit early.
Yeah, so what happened is Bellinelli took this shot that they thought was a 3, so then the production team released the confetti a bit early, and it went everywhere, and everyone was celebrating, but then they thought, hang on, they didn't actually win. It was a 2, it wasn't a 3.
Yeah, well, it's good they got to celebrate a little bit before getting kicked out. No, but it's good for a young team to be able to have their backs against the wall, because everyone knows they're not going to win the championship this year, so... Yeah. Good to see him fight back in the last game. Unfortunately, I did not get out of the TD Garden this week.
I just want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on the rumours of the 76ers squad being bolstered for next season? Maybe a bit of a dream team they're building.
Yeah,
well, they can afford it. They've got all the cap space in the league.
A lot of money, and not now as much as they used to. They're talking about LeBron leaving the Cavs. When his relationship with Ben Simmons is kind of a special one. So
can you imagine?
LeBron and Ben Simmons playing the same
I've also heard a bit of Paul George going down to Philly.
He's a quality superstar.
But you can't. We're not going to be able to hear anything until July 1st. These are all just.
That's what we do on our sports show.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Speculate.
Unfortunately, we can't do anything to change it unless we buy a team. What are you thinking?
How much do you guys have saved up?
$400
million?
No, dollars.
Take all $35.20 from my bank account if you like.
Might not be enough.
Keep the 20 cents.
buy the Coburg
Every
Giants.
cent counts, all right?
Yeah, we'll buy the Coburg Giants and get them promoted to the NBL. Maybe play an NBA team in the Club World Cup of basketball. Is that a thing? It's not a thing.
Club World Cup of basketball. I don't know.
It's not a thing.
Stick to your soccer.
Stick to football. Yeah.
It should be a thing.
Just drive it home. Make sure you say soccer.
Yeah, no, I was making sure I was saying soccer. Anything else to speak on the?
Just briefly, tips for the final. Obviously, from the start of the year, the Warriors were very clear favourites, and it seems like it's gone back to the way it was. For me, I think the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Warriors.
Yeah.
Take the conference finals and take the finals.
Play it safe the whole time, I reckon.
Yeah, play it safe. Sound wise.
LeBron again. If Kyrie was still with the Celtics, it'd make for a very, very interesting Eastern Conference Finals. But LeBron's just going to fly over the young Celtics, and unfortunately not be able to take over the Warriors as he did 2 years ago.
Oh, you would have judged it based on how well Steph Curry came back from injury, and he just scored 28 points in 27 minutes.
Easy.
Like, first game back, like, if you see the influence Steph Curry has on a game, you would either say that they would have won, or they would have come close to the finals, or Houston would have just taken over. But now I'm pretty
Not
sure
with
that
Curry
Houston
playing,
have
he's-
no chance.
He's a surefire Hall of Famer. Heard it here first. Yep. So not only do we talk sports, but we went around the university recently and tried to rate the desserts they have on campus. We all tried a different one, and we tried to see who's got the best dessert, and we're trying to help you.
You reckon they were as good as the ones you tried on the weekend?
Oh, they weren't almost as good as the Turkish delight dipped in chocolate.
Of course not.
But we got to
Only
taste some
better.
pretty good desserts. Well, us three got to taste some pretty good desserts.
like-
I
Not
don't
too
know.
sure about
Well,
sauce,
let's not
but,
spoil it too
Yeah,
much.
let's
Let's
just
just
take a look.
head
have a
to
look
it.
at the video.
I'm Sean, and this is Bilal. And on the weekend, we went to the Paran Dessert Festival and tried out some sweet things. And we're just going to compare it with what's at uni and what they have on offer.
Nah, bro. Nah, what's his paper, bro?
For what?
For this, bro.
And this is Bilal. And on the weekend, we went to the Paran.
That wasn't light. How late was that?
And what do you have there?
Got this Nutella donut from Bacon Bean. It's quite delicious. Now, notice you've gone the more corporate route, gone nuts about Nutella.
Corporate?
Yeah, corporate.
The more exotic route.
Yeah.
So I went for the classic Subway macadamia cookie. Pretty, you know it's going to be good. Just want to see how good this one is. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a microwave due to time constrictions. Constrictions or restrictions?
Both of them, it doesn't matter.
Time restrictions.
So yeah, this is it's actually fairly nice. I'm gonna take a bite. Oh man!
I'm going my pants.
Let me tell you a bit of a story about my macadamia Subway cookie. I was working at Justin Bieber's concert, March 10, 2017.
Just eat it, dude.
So
Dude.
I had a break and I went to Subway and I got a cookie and it was straight out of the oven.
There's holes in this table. You got it on your chin. Yeah, so I went for the marshmallow and Nutella burger. There we are. And they were
Is
out.
it in my beard?
Yep. And they were out of there.
Oh man, my tissues!
You get.
Alright, Matt, first thing yellow. Swallow it. Give us a rating out of 10, come on. Right now, out of 10, quick. 3, 2, 1, 0.
6.
I remember use my promo code Sean. That's one word, Sean, in checkout to receive 20% off your next order. Link in the description.
Alright, man. I forgot to tell you this muffin was from Fuel.
Oh yeah.
Chocolate chip muffin, gluten free. I think we should free the gluten and bring it back. One of the worst muffins I've tasted. I'll tell you straight up.
Thank you very much.
See that? It's coming in your hand.
That's horrible. We need the
That's
gluten.
worse than the cookie.
Gluten's kind of like glue.
It keeps it together. Oh, I want it.
Gluten.
Just eat the fucking thing, bro. What do you reckon? How bad is that?
So to sum it all up, it's been a pretty decent cheat day. Got most of it on my beard, moustache, table, and Sean's. What are you doing?
Eating my food.
That's not food.
Has strawberries and Nutella.
So I'm gonna give mine a 7 out of 10, and clearly he thinks his is a 10 out of 10
7
because
out
he's
of 10.
he's eating the xylophone.
I paid for it. I'm gonna eat it.
If you hit it, it's a 10.
What?
6.8, I think we ended up with. How you doing?
Yeah.
And the gluten free
Just don't.
shouldn't be
If it
gluten
has-
free.
If it says gluten free, don't get it. Plain and simple.
Unless it's gluten 3. So I've got 3 gluten.
That's exactly right. Times it by 3. You got a good feed.
Then I think this has like 5 gluten.
Yeah, I reckon. Tastes nice. I don't know how you gave it a 6. I would have given it a 7, at least.
So once again, from the 4-man weave, we bid you farewell. Adieu. We bid you adieu.
I'm doing that
4-man weave forever.
And welcome back from the 4-man weave, and that's the closing of that. And now we are joined by Tom Mooney from the Trobe Football Team. How are you?
Hi guys, yeah, good, thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us in here today.
No problem.
So, how did last week's game go?
It was a bit of a tough one last week. We got touched up by Richmond Centrals, but it's just part of this year. We're just building up towards next year. It's been a bit of a difficult year, just with the fantastic developments going on. Being a uni club, it's also hard with numbers, turnover, and everything like that. But we're really building towards something special for the rest of the year and next year.
You mentioned we play Richmond. What league do we play in? How do we end up versus Richmond?
Yep. So we're in the amateurs, the VAFA. We're in Division 3. We play all over the place. We've played in Point Cook, Canterbury, all sorts of different areas. Yeah.
Do we win?
We haven't won this year yet. This weekend's a big game. We've got Albert Park, so there's a massive chance to win here. We lost by 8 points the week before. But we're just starting to get a full team on the park, which is really exciting. We've got some really handy players, and I think this weekend could be the start of something special for the boys.
And I saw somewhere that there's developments in the facilities for the footy ground. Can you speak on that a bit?
Yeah, so we're getting a brand new oval built over just near the where the old one used to be. There's going to be a whole new fantastic sports precinct over there, which is going to be for the I think Carlton Women's Football, Melbourne City, and a few other big partners as well, which is great for the uni and for us as just junior as football players as well.
Well, speaking on the women's team, do we have a women's team?
Yeah, we do. They're travelling along quite well at the minute. They've won 2 games to start off with in the seniors, and in the reserves have also had a win, so that's great. And we've got great numbers as well, and we've got quite a good base of women players, which is fantastic.
Excellent. Maybe I could join.
Maybe you could.
There's always plenty of room.
And where can we watch the next games with women's and men's?
This weekend we're playing at Albert Park, so that's right in the St Kilda area. I think the women might have a home game this week, so that'll be up at Parade College. I think they're playing out of.
Right. And where can we talk about Laura might be able to join the footy team? Where can our viewers join?
Yep. So we train. The men train on Tuesday, Thursday nights up at Parade College at the moment. That's our temporary home for the year, which is fantastic. It's a great ground, and their facilities up there are great. And the women also train up there on a Monday and Wednesday, and also sometimes down at the lower playing fields as well. And on Facebook or anything like that, if you want to get in touch, we're always more than happy to accommodate anyone. Doesn't matter how little or how much footy you've played. It's just about having a bit of fun, having a kick.
Excellent. Well, I reckon we'll chuck those contact details up on our
page.
So we can get you some new recruits.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. We're certainly, if anyone is watching and wants to come and play, definitely come along. We'd love to have you.
Thank you so much for coming to the studio and talking to us.
No, it's no problem at all. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for that.
Excellent. So we've got a little bit of coming up in Latrobe. So. This Friday there's a TGIF event at South Bank hosted by Planet Shakers, and they've got like DJs and food and games and giveaways and things like that, so I can go head on down.
Yeah, was that a Friday or was that just the name?
Oh, it's this Friday.
Oh yeah, of course.
This Friday, we're going to go. Next Monday there's a effect design video workshop presented by Latrobe Learning and Teaching, and it'll explore how video helps support teaching and connecting students together. Excellent. There's a putt-putt little tournament event on Tuesday the 15th of May at Latrobe's Golf Park.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I'm so excited. And, there's right outside, there's a Wrights Sevens women selling jewellery and little puppets and elephants and, scarves, perfect gifts for your mother for Mother's Day.
And that's right now. They're there just around the corner.
So I reckon if we go out there and get Mum something, because...
Yeah, because I'm a bit late there as
I'm
well
a bit
myself.
late. So, it's a good cause.
Yeah.
And good old Mum needs something.
Exactly.
Anyway, so that's been our show. Thanks for tuning into Charlie's Update. We'll be back next week with new food segments, and we have an interview with Nathan and Priscilla and their new movie, Deceived. And our very own presenter, Sean, will do a Mother's Day Classic highlights.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Mother's Day Classic this Sunday. And
Thank you.
So
We've been
thanks for
Latrobe.
joining us.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.